let's go on with story number 3. Mike Seemuth, we're going to go to you with story number 3. This piece that you actually wrote. I'm going to read you the headline first couple graphs, and I want you to provide some insight. You might not be able to comment because you wrote the story, but you can definitely give us some insight, and then we'll kick it around. So let me go ahead and read the headline and the first couple graphs. Again, coming out of The Real Deal. Headline: too hot to handle. Miami-Dade puts employer mandate protecting construction workers from heat on hold. And subhead: county commissioners voted Tuesday to defer action until March on proposed rules to protect outdoor workers at farms and construction sites from hot weather hazards. And first couple graphs for Mr. Seemuth, and then maybe you can provide some insight. Miami-Dade County Commissioners delayed a final vote on a proposed hot weather standard for employers in construction and agriculture aimed at protecting outdoor workers from heat-related illness. County commissioners on Tuesday deferred a vote on the standard until their second regular meeting in March, amid concerns that the county standard would be vulnerable to litigation or possible preemption by state law. The date on the commission's second meeting in March hasn't been set, according to county website. The vote to defer came near the end of Miami-Dade's hottest year on record, according to research by the Rosenstiel School at the University of Miami, which was cited in the proposed ordinance to create a new hot weather protections for outdoor workers. And here is a quote, and this quote has come from Anthony Rodriguez, Vice Chairman of the Miami-Dade County Commission. He says, "I cannot get behind it in its current form. This is a topic that should be regulated by the state, not at the local level." Mr. Seemuth, if you're a county commissioner and you have constituents who basically have to go out there and swing a hammer, and they're already starting at 7 a.m. Most construction workers start at 7 a.m. They finish at 3, so they can beat the heat. And county commissioners don't want to get behind that. I'm just sort of wondering, can you walk us through this? Everybody knows it was a very, very, very hot summer. What is the rationale on both sides? I can understand it on the side of the people who were out there swinging a hammer in the heat. What about on the other side? It doesn't really seem to make sense to me, other than maybe it's a wage issue. What say you, Mr. Seemuth?
To me, it's considered a business issue.
Okay.
Some of the commissioners made some who voted to defer at the county commission meeting last month. Most of them were talking about trying this out as a pilot program, with county employees or with county contractors. There was some concern that it only targeted 2 industries, agriculture and construction. But I don't think the preemption thing is interesting, because there were some commissioners who said they were in direct contact with state legislators who were working on some kind of heat standard that would be statewide and would preempt a local standard. And OSHA, for its part, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which is supposed to protect workers, the federal agency that protects workers, does not have a specific heat standard. What they have is a general duty clause to protect workers from hazards, including heat. And OSHA does enforce this, but I think there's a feeling that OSHA just can't cover it, and that it would be much better for workers. There was even a state standard, So in a way, the people that are pushing this are pushing it because they feel like there's a vacuum in terms of regulations here. I'm sure the good farm owners and the good construction contractors are already doing this. What the kinds of things that they're asking for, to be specific, is every 2 hours to have when the heat index, that is humidity and temperature combined, goes above 95. I don't ask you to explain how they come up with that. When it's damn hot outside,
Yes.
Every 2 hours, you're supposed to get some shade and a drink of water. And there's also a due diligence requirements that you're supposed to post notices in English and Spanish and Creole telling workers of their rights. And there was some concern by some of the more conservative members of the commission that this was going to be just way too big of an interference in the lives of farm owners and construction contractors, which, my personal opinion is hogwash. I think the times call for a new approach. I mean, even if you didn't know the University of Miami research, researchers telling you that this is the hottest summer on record. I think people who lived here for a while kind of thought it was.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Anyway.
This summer.
So, but so preemption could be an issue if they do decide to pass an ordinance in March. But I doubt litigation is, and here's why. The Associated Builders and Contractors, which is primary trade group representing the construction industry across the country, has local chapters everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the local chapter down here several years ago sued the county after Miami-Dade County approved a set of regulations for tower cranes after we had a couple tower crane accidents.
Yes.
And the Associated Builders and Contractors, ABC for short, sued and won because OSHA had a specific standard for tower crane operations.
Yeah.
They do not have a specific standard for heat. So I'm not sure the litigation threat is really that big. So anyway, that's kind of my take on it.
I think from a cynic's standpoint, I mean, do farm workers and construction workers vote? And do they contribute to political campaigns? They don't have a lot of political capital.
I'm right there with you.
So let me take the conversation in a different direction. Mr. Fakler, you were a longshoreman. You were a union guy. You were a longshoreman up in New York. You came down to Miami. We all know what happened with the auto workers in the United States up in Detroit, where basically the auto workers were able to get a huge raise. We know what's going on with Starbucks, where they're unionizing these Starbucks. We have heard about what's going on at other stores in and around. Mr. Fakler, as somebody who was previously in a union, I'm just wondering, could you envision a day where this momentum, because of the UAW, United Auto Workers Union, as well as Starbucks, as well as Amazon potentially, where you might actually see some pushback based on the momentum that came out of Detroit this summer/fall?
Well, I just say fight the good fight. Just wanted to correct you. I was a longshoreman in Miami, actually. It wasn't.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a contracted job, so I had no benefits whatsoever. If I was to fall off the ladder, it would have been all over for me. I wasn't a union in New York. I was I worked for the New York Public Library System, which was unionized. And the only thing I remember about that union, they didn't do anything for you except for take more money out of my pocket. I mean, I had federal tax, I had state tax, city taxes, and then I had the union dues. By the time, it wasn't a high paying job. And by the time I was done, I could barely make my rent payments. So for me, it didn't do anything. I just like the concept, though, that to take it to the next level, we see that the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild succeeded in a large contract out in California. And I really think that we're starting to see some sort of wind carrying some of these unions forward. And it'll be really interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, but look at what happened to the schools just recently, Miami-Dade schools. I mean, they're about to get decertified because the percentage of union dues paying members has fallen short of the new threshold that's required. So it's just happened this past week. I mean, it was in the news. So, it's really interesting to see, in a state like Florida, a right to work state like Florida, it's really tough to unionize anybody here.
Never going to happen in Florida. You're right about that.
Interesting. Okay. Well, thanks for clarifying, Mr. Fakler. Thanks, gentlemen, for the conversation.